say, Janine and Stephen, we love you. I love you. It was lovely. Have a great honeymoon. And welcome to the family, Steve.
For those of you who don't know us, I'm Dana.
And I'm Julie. Both of us have been friends with Janine for as long as we can remember. So when she asked us to be co-mates of honor, I personally was thrilled that she thought of me. But then I remembered the responsibility that came with that, so I fled the country for a year.
Leaving me behind to do all the dirty work with Bridezilla over here, who told us we could pick the dresses we wanted, wear our hair however we felt it looked best, and spent a whole 20 minutes picking out the flowers you see here today.
When we were stuck on what we were going to say today, we started going through our favorite Friends episodes that contained a wedding or a toast given. We realized we could have compiled this entire speech without one original thought, just Friends quotes. But that would be a cop-out, and Janine would expect more of us. So because Dana works for Google and we're paid to mention them in this speech, we went to Google. How to write a maid of honor speech. We clicked on the first website that popped up. This was the #1 tip. Take it seriously. In agreeing to toast the bride and groom at their wedding, you're not just speaking for all the guests. You're essentially a poet with an important story to tell. It's both an honor and a huge responsibility. Embrace this obligation with the grace and maturity it deserves.
Grace and maturity. Crap. Next website. Tip #2. Think about when the bride first told you about the man she is now marrying and what you both talked about. Well, when I first learned about Steve, I was 14 years old, freshman in high school. I hated him. He stole my best friend, and he looked like a man-child. The only times I spoke to him for the first few months was through AOL Instant Messenger, where he had 2 screen names. One, Big Hunk of Love, and the other, Cheesy Fries.
Because Steve and Janine met in Spanish class, naturally our first exposure to him was when he would come to our locker home in the morning to copy Janine's Spanish homework. Obviously, Spanish class ended when Steve is still around, so I think it's safe to say that our first impressions were wrong about him using her for homework answers. As the years went by and I grew to know Steve better, more and more jokes were made about how he and I were the same person. So it's safe to say now that I think Steve is a great guy, and he's lucky to have him.
At this point, Julie assured me that she didn't need Google anymore. I guess I'm just not that creative. I continued to scan over about 5 other websites when I finally had a revelation. I actually know something that Google doesn't. I know you two, Janine especially. Google wasn't around when I met Janine 18 years ago. Google didn't dance the Macarena with our dads and Indian princess. While it quite possibly is on YouTube now, I don't think Google was present for the taping of our synchronized swimming routines that we made Maynard capture to one day send to the U.S. Olympic team. Had the internet been more prevalent when we were kids, I'm sure you would have sold those damn walkie-talkies that I begged you to play with every time I came over, instead of waiting for a garage sale during which I'm pretty sure you paid someone to take them off your hands. To my friends that don't know you, I describe you as my friend that just knows me. She's known me forever. Now, as adults, you live with Steve and TC. I live with 3 boy roommates in the city. We talk sports while shopping for matching hot pink wallets, and calling each other bro. What can I say other than I love you like a member of my own family? Steve, I can't believe we've been friends for almost 10 years now, and I can't imagine what I'd do without you in my life. We've never had long, emotional conversations about our feelings, and you may be the worst person I know when it comes to responding to texts that I send you. But every couple weeks, I'm lucky enough to receive a gem of a text from you, generally short and sweet, but always something that would only make sense to me. And of course, we'll always have the, I'll admit, weird memory of just the 2 of us going to see a movie.
I have so many wonderful memories with Janine, it's hard to pick and choose just a few to share. Should I talk about the time we went skiing at Sugar Bowl and nearly died? What about the time time we spent obsessing over friends. Maybe I should tell the story of how I met Janine when she approached me and said, "I'm Janine and I like dogs more than you." What about the time we went to Mexico and I got a blistery sunburn all over my stomach but had to walk to the internet cafe with you so that you can chat to Steve on Instant Messenger? Maybe I should talk about the time we were playing the States game and Janine said, "Wait, is New Zealand a state?" No, I'd better leave that out. So many of my fondest childhood memories were formed with Janine.
Janine, Steve. Basically anyone that's talked to me for more than 5 minutes, you probably picked up on the fact that I have a tendency to use an excessive amount of superlatives in my everyday speech. For example, I probably use the phrases, "This is the hungriest I've ever been," "He's the worst driver I've ever seen," and "This is the longest day of my life," multiple times a week. Obviously, I'm almost never serious. I wanted to come out and admit to having this tendency, so that when I say what I'm about to say and tell you that I believe it with all my heart, it may hold a little more weight. And that is that I have never in my entire life been as happy for two people as I am for the two of you. You guys are perfect for each other. And you are going to be so incredibly happy for the rest of your lives. I love you both so much, and I feel so lucky to be a part of your lives in this celebration. And I can't wait to watch you attempt to raise kids.
Being older than you by 4 months, I feel as if I can say to you, Janine, that it's been nothing but great watching you grow into the person. I feel privileged that we've navigated the peaks and valleys of our lives together for the last 13 years. I couldn't ask for a more loyal friend. I'm proud of the person that you are, and I'm proud to call you my friend. I remember so vividly going home from spending time with Janine and Steve with my sides aching from laughter. I found it was too hard to choose one story that would adequately embarrass yet express my admiration for Janine. When I told my boyfriend I was writing this speech, he said, "Oh, you must be a funny one," because normally I'm not the person who would blather on about feelings or anything mushy. Well, I know I've been gone a year, but I haven't changed that much. Come on. I think everything I need to say about the love between yourself and Steve can be adequately summed up in the immortal words of our dear friend, Joey Tribbiani. It is a love based on giving and receiving, as well as having and sharing. And the love that they give and have is shared and received. This having and giving and sharing and receiving, we too can share and love and have and receive. Janine and Steve, you're two of the greatest friends I've ever had, and I'm so happy for you today. I hope every night of your marriage is filled with the same side-splitting laughter that filled the early nights of your relationship so many years ago. To Janine and Steve.
Very nice. Here. Julia.
Alright, I'm going to make this significantly shorter than that.